Welcome. Today we're going to be doing problem number 1 on worksheet number 7. Number 1 is a combination of almost all the translations or transformations we have done so far: reflection, translation, and rotation. Before we start, why don't you push pause and plot your first triangle ABC. It will look similar to this green one over here. And as soon as you get done, push restart. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is a reflection, and it says reflect across the y-axis. And as you see, I highlighted the y-axis here in yellow, so you remember which one it is, and what we're going to do is flip it across that one. I have a few liberties that you don't have at home with your paper. Well, if you have tracing paper, you can actually do this. Trace your triangle, flip it, and then we're going to move this so it's the same distance away from the y-axis as the original figure. So let's double check that. Point A in our original figure is at -4, 3. So that means this should also be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. And it checks out. If you want to use your rules that we have on our Big Ideas page, when you reflect over the y-axis, your y values stay the same. Your x value goes to the opposite. So this used to be -4, 3. The opposite of x is 4, 3. We're looking good. All right, we're not going to do anything yet because the next thing we have to do is translate. So just like as if I had tracing paper, I'm going to trace a new triangle over here, and I'm going to see what I'm supposed to do. I traced it, and now I need to translate it. X plus 2, y minus 4. X plus 2. My x value is what moves me right and left. It's positive, so I'm going to move right. I'm going to move right 2 units. One, 2. And I'm going to look at my y rule. The rule for my y value is a -4. I'm adding -4 or subtracting 4, same thing. A negative value or subtraction means down. So let's move down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you had tracing paper, you would be moving it down as I did. If you were just using the rules, well, the rules are written right here. Next and last, we're going to rotate it 90 degrees counterclockwise. Once again, I'm going to trace my triangle. This time I'm going to trace it red. And like all rotations, I'm going to draw my 12 o'clock arrow. And I know that 90 degrees means 1/4 of the way around. So I'm going to need to rotate my arrow 90 degrees like that. Okay, now I'm going to bring my triangle along with it. So let's highlight my arrow and my triangle. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. I'm going counterclockwise, so my number actually says 270. Oops, I'm a little off. Sorry about that. Malfunction there. Yep, that's way off. I do not know what happened there. Okay, so my arrow is about where it should be. I'm going to kind of play with this a little bit because I know where this triangle should end up, and I had a little bit of a technological malfunction there. So B is going to, triangle B, as it asks us to label, is going to be up here. Sorry about that. What if you did not want to use tracing paper, you just wanted to use the rules? Well, if you look at your Big Ideas page, you remember that the rule for rotating counterclockwise 90 degrees is switch your x and y, take the opposite of y. So if we, for instance, go look at the apex of this triangle here, it's at 6, -1. If I wanted to find where my new apex is going to be, it's going to be at, well, let's switch the x and y's, -1 and 6. Oh, I need to take the opposite of y. Having a negative sign out in front of a variable doesn't mean that your number is going to be negative necessarily. It just means take the opposite of whatever it was. Well, it was -1. Let's take its opposite. So let's opposite of -1 is 1. So if I want to correct myself, my point of my triangle should be at 1, 6. Let's see if I did it correctly. I'm at 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I should have been down here. Okay, no problem. I fixed it. I'm all set to go. If I did the same thing with my other vertices, I should end up with the same or with the correct answer. So that's how you do problem number 1, combining reflection, translation, rotation. And I hope you have